while. This is EverQuest Legends, and it just popped today. Yeah, you see here, this is Kankan, the legend, because I did play during beta and really enjoyed myself. I think it's a great revisitation to the classic game, and they've done a great job with it. So much of it is now soloable, and I am kind of antisocial. So yeah, it's a good addition, good change. So I'm looking forward to diving in deep here. I've spent some time playing today. Got up to level, what am I now? Level 11, and yeah, the so many elements of the game are so cool. So I've got a triple character here, triple class character. He is a warrior, shaman, wizard. And that's how I'll be starting off. I'll build up the warrior shaman, and that way I've got the tank with some heals and buffs. The wizard part, I can level up to a certain point, like 25 or so, and get all of the transportation buffs that that class gets. And then I can drop that and pick up Druid. And we'll go all the way back down to level 10, all three classes. And I'll build them back up again to 25, 26, whatever. And yeah, pick up all of the transportation buffs that the Druid gets. And then find another class. I'm thinking Necromancer right now, but we'll see. You know, this is the fun part about this game is not necessarily getting to 50, although that's a goal for everyone, obviously. That is the max level. But it's an opportunity to, you know, go on a journey. And I really do enjoy the journey that EverQuest has presented to us over the last 28 years. That seems insane, but yeah. Sorry for my voice. I haven't used it in a long time. But yeah, well, we're going to dig in here. I'm in Befallen right now, which is a pretty good spot to hit once you hit level 10. Some people will go there earlier. I like to err on the side of safety. So I got my 3 classes, and then I came here at level 10, and yeah, so I've dipped my toe in the pool just a little bit, trying to see what it is I'm going to enjoy with this. But yeah, so right now you see I'm fighting some skeletons, and they are blue. So they are level 9s compared to my level 11. So, you know, kind of slapping downhill, so to speak. And I'll be explaining some of the elements of the game as we go, but really, they've simplified a lot of elements to it. But there is some stuff to learn. There is some stuff to figure out. And if an old man like me can figure it out, then doggone it, you can too. But if you see something and it strikes your fancy as something you remember from back in the day, yeah, chime in. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. You can, I'll be posting this to YouTube. And so if you're seeing this on YouTube and you're saying, oh my God, I remember Skeleton Elrod. I remember when we had to do it for this and this and this. And we died 14 times trying to kill that guy. And he's a yellow, which means he is a higher level than I am. So he's a level 13 to my level 11. And as you can see, I'm doing okay. I'm not going to die to this unless I just stand there. And I won't be doing that. So I think this item, the skeletal rod, is for a quest of some sort. I can't remember what it was, and it's easy enough to get back here. he pops back up again in about 5 more minutes, and I'll just kill him again if I need to, no big deal. But I like to whack him for the experience. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to dive in a little bit deeper here, where they are just a bit more challenging, a little bit higher in level. And don't need to kill all of them. This guy, because he's all grayed out, not going to give me any experience, but the neophyte will. So I'll cast an AoE effect here. That will clear the way of some of the stuff I don't need to fight. And you can adjust this dude. All right. Just gonna get the easy stuff while it's low enough in level. Was that 15-16% of the way into level 11. So it goes health, mana, stamina. The next to the bottom one is your current level, and the bottom one is for your AAs, which are your alternative advancement points. And those, you gather those a bit more quickly, especially lower in level. So I'll be getting one of those here in just a bit. And let's see, do I need that? Nope. In fact, I think I've got a couple of points available to spend. It might not be a bad idea to check those out, because there's some stuff I definitely need to get. So these alternate advancement points, click on that right there. And there are some general, this is something that everyone can invest in, and there's a whole bunch of them. The archetype, which is, you're a healer, you're a tank, you are DPS. Class specific and special. And I haven't figured this out. Vein Strike, apparently, every time I've played on this, that's been an option. I'm not sure what that is. We're going to come back over here to archetype, and I want to invest in, I've got 2 unallocated points. Do I want clarity? That just helps me regenerate my mana. Mnemonic retention, I've already invested in that once. It gave me an extra gem slot so that I've got room for, playing a shaman. I've got a lot of buffs I have to cast. Persistent casting. This grants me an 11% chance to regain your concentration and complete a spell cast when stunned. This is a big deal because you get stunned so much. I think I'd rather get the stun resistance than that, though. Let me see if I can find that. But that's good too, because there's nothing like fizzling. You try to cast a spell and it fizzles, and it fails to cast 5 times in a row, using up all your mana and your time. Meanwhile, you're getting beat on by some boss mob. Well, I don't see if it's under general. Brewing, circular, combat agility. Steadfast will. There you go. This passive ability grants you a 15% chance to endure what otherwise would have been a stunning melee attack from any angle without being stunned. There are 8 levels to it. The first level costs 2, which is exactly what I've got. So you just have to remember this called steadfast will. And so next time I have some points to throw into it, it is going to cost me more next time. No, it's not, only 2. Okay, because sometimes those will go up by a specific amount, and that amount can be, it adds up for sure. Okay, let's do a little area of effect here. Boom. All right. So if you're just showing up, good to see you. Thanks for joining in. And I am just getting into Befallen, which is one of the early dungeons that you can start on. It's open to, I think any level, but I start generally here about 9 or 10. 10 is probably smarter only because that's when you get your triple class option. We start off with 2, and I start off as a warrior shaman. And then once I hit level 10, I was able to start working on the wizard. So I'm adding the wizard into it. So yeah, I've just been here just over a level, and I'm trying to attack some monsters that aren't going to outright one-shot me. I'll show you how scary it gets just a little bit further. There's like 2 more mobs I can fight that are within the okay range. And then I think the third monster is red, and that is the one that is, you click on it, says, what would you like your tombstone to say? So yeah, I'm not going to, I don't think, maybe I'll live on the edge and try a red. See, these guys typically are white, which is an even level, 11, or yellow. So I'm in good shape on these 2. So clean these up real fast. So that AA I spent, the alternative advancement, gave me a 15% chance to resist stuns. And, 15%, that's not a whole lot. So it's going to take a few levels to get to a point where the stuns are noticeably less. I don't think you can get to a point where you can brush them all off. And you certainly can't overcome the ones that are stuns based on spells. I think those are automatic. Okay, so there's a neophyte there with a blue pet. He's level 9, but he himself is 17. That is 6 levels higher than me. Now, I can pull him, but there is stuff around the corner that might be bad. Let me do some buffing. Realize I haven't prepared myself properly. Okay, we're going to give this a shot. I might be dying here in the first 10 minutes of our video, but that's why we play the game, right? Here we go. Hold on to your butts. Yep, there's a couple more skellies, a yellow and a blue. So again, the yellow is at least 1 level higher, and the blue is at least 1 level below. Oh, I avoided a stunning blow. Okay, so I'm already almost halfway dead, but we've almost killed the red. So that's a good thing. All right, red is down. Let's see if we can overcome these guys. I'm going to do some direct damage spells and the shock of lightning. That's the joy of playing a wizard. I've got a tank in my warrior, and the 3rd class I'm playing is a wizard, and they do uh, you know, the best direct damage spells in the game. So kind of the best of both worlds there. And if I get in trouble, I've always got my Shaman here to throw in some heals. So we did it. Got just over 5% towards the next level on the first mob, the red, and then 2 3/4 of a percentage by killing the yellow, and 2/3 of a percentage by killing the blue. So altogether, what is that? 3, that's 8. Yeah, about 8.5%. And yeah, let's see how deep I can go before I get into some serious trouble. Maybe I should heal up first. All right, so I'll repeat my question from earlier. If this is a nostalgic experience for you, especially Befallen. Befallen is just one of those dungeons that everybody has some experience with. I'd love to hear it. You can put it in chat down below, and I'd love to see what you remember and what it meant to you, and how long ago it's been since you played. And this is again original old school EverQuest. You have to bear with me. My voice is really struggling today. All right, having some issues with these guys. Fizzle, fizzle. Try getting some heals in here. One of the things I like about the Shaman is they do have some damage over time spells, call them dots, and not as good as necromancers, and not as good as druids, but definitely every little bit helps. And what I like to do is I'll pull with a dot. That'll be my first attack over distance. And then, as they approach, I'll hit them with some direct damage if necessary. Or if I'm getting kind of low on mana, I will stick to melee, especially if I know I've got this in the bag. So this one, yeah, I've got some work to do. I should have hit this one with a dot here. I'm actually having to do some heals, but almost done with the yellow. All right. Oh, that was it. Okay. I'm going to head back over here. And this could be an issue. I don't want this guy to respawn because he was a red. And there's no guarantee he'll be a red again, but the chances are pretty good. So, oh no. Stunned me while I was trying to turn. Let's see what I can do here with low mana and lowish health. Keep getting stunned. Oh, he resisted. Oh, that's the worst. You get down to you're almost done casting the spell and stun. Jerk face. All right, I think we'll be just fine. Okay. And we can recover here. We have a little bit more time this way. So if you have the opportunity to check this game out, I highly recommend it. It is $20 for the game, $19.99, and then I believe the first month is free, and then after that it's $10 a month. And there have been some people that I've seen, complaining, well, why are they charging so much for a game that's so old? Well, it's not the same game. It's based on the same game. But they've made some really solid quality of life improvements that make it worthwhile. And this is about what they charged originally. We're talking 25 plus years ago. So yeah, we spend more than that on a lot more stuff every day. So for a game, if you're like I am, where you're gonna stick with it for a good length of time, then yeah, $20, completely, absolutely worth it. $10 a month is nothing. Do it because figure you get 200 hours, 1,000 hours. If you're like me, thousands of hours playing the game. I will stick with the game until I'm absolutely sick of it. And sometimes I come back to that game even after I'm sick of it. Yeah, I'm not going to blame uh, World of Warcraft for that, but I should probably blame World of Warcraft. I've quit and gone back to that game way too many times, and this is my first time returning to EverQuest, so I'm very happy about this. A lot of nostalgia with this game. Made some pretty good friends, and I'm looking forward to making some more good friends. And I am on the Aguk OGGUK server. Um, and as you can see here, my character's name is Kankan the Legend. And if you want to join me on some adventures, yeah, get the game, install it. It's very basic graphics, old school. It really does not create too much of a wear on your system. Definitely do it. Interrupted, you are in true face. Yeah, one of the downsides of this, and why you would come in here normally with the group, is because there are so many mobs, and it's really difficult to have just a single pull. And it's not that one. And so back in the day, you would come in with a party, so you'd have to have friends, and I wasn't always very good at that. I did make a few really good friends, and pretty much we only played when our friends were playing because we didn't like playing with other people. Um, so yeah, as much as I would love to just log on and play all day, I never had that opportunity because my friends couldn't do it all the time. And so now I'm not reliant on that. They've made this game a solo playable game. I love that. So we're about halfway through level 11, and it would take me a while just beating up on these blues to level up. But that's kind of the joy of it. I'm not really in a rush. There are some players who are like, level 50 is the max. All right, I need to get to the max. And that's not me. I'm more about, taking the steps, enjoying the process, and getting my money's worth out of a game, that's for sure. I don't have my, this whole time I did not have my auto attack on. Like, why is this taking so long? Ay. Sometimes. And that's the downside of playing as an older person. I'll start an attack and I'll daydream. I'll be thinking about something else, and next thing you know, I'm like, what? Where am I? What? Why did I die? Yeah, I'm a special individual. Yeah, so even though these guys are all blues and at least a level below me, there's still danger. They can still kill you if you're not careful. And they keep stunning me. Ah, all right, I have a special request. If you are in chat this evening and are just chilling, pop in, say hello. Let me know that you're there so that I can give you a shout out, because I'll be uploading this to YouTube and I want to make you YouTube famous. And armor class 1, let's see. One of the aspects that they've added to this game, which is really cool, is when you get armor or weapons, you can combine like weapons or like armor pieces with like, and go from just a leather hood and you find a second leather hood and you add it to it, it becomes a leather hood plus one. And you do that enough times and you can go all the way up to a leather hood plus 10. So it adds more armor class, it adds special stats to it, um, changes the weight of the item. There are all kinds of things that they've done. And again, these are things these were not elements that were in the original game. This is all stuff that they've added just for EverQuest Legends. And it's a quality of life thing that is so cool. I'm, you know, I started playing, gosh, what were we playing? Doom, um, and oh God, what was the other one? Diablo, for the loot, right? And just that we were addicted to getting the best loot possible. And this game has also always been about getting the best loot, but it wasn't as deep as some of the other games. There weren't as many options. And then when World of Warcraft came out, and they had so many things based on the Diablo, loot system, um, it was it was it just about destroyed EverQuest. It pulled so many players, including myself, away from this game. See, now here I am merging. Sorry, time out. I'm merging here this, what is this? A rawhide cloak. And we can see it's an armor class 4, weight of 3. And I have the option to merge with the cloak that I have equipped. So I click this button and it merges it, makes it a cloak plus 1, which is now an armor class 5. So it just gained 1 armor class. Now, I need to add, after I kill this dude, I need to add 2 more raw cloaks to make another rawhide cloak plus 1, then add it to this one to make it a rawhide cloak plus 2. And you have to keep doing that all the way up to level 10. So it will take hundreds. I don't know, I haven't done the math on it, but tons, maybe just 100, but a lot of these things to get to that plus 10 cap. I haven't done it on any of these things yet, and I was playing beta. But I did spend some time today working on my cutthroat insignias. I've got 2 +4 rings, the cutthroat insignia rings. So they're +5 AC, and each AC stands for armor class. So it means I'll be taking less damage. Where did my attack stuff go? Oh, there it is. Just standing here letting him work me over. So yeah, I've got 2 of these +4s. I could combine them and it would become 1 +5, but I would be losing out on all of these extra stats. So I'm keeping it at 2 +4s, so I can get the +5 AC and then for each ring, and +6 dexterity for each ring. If I combine it, it would just be 1 ring for AC 6 and dexterity +7. I wouldn't have anything in my other ring slot. So there's a benefit to keeping them separate. Okay, so I've got another cloth cap. I'm going to go ahead and combine those. Armor class 2 becomes armor class 3. Easy peasy. Okay, no experience here, but I clear it out so that another thing will repopulate that will give me experience. So I've got just a little loop here that I go through, and I'll go through it over and over again, just killing the same things. And then I'll be leveling up here, probably another 45 minutes to an hour. And then I'll go a little bit deeper in, because at that point I'll have some more health, I'll have some more mana. I can be a little bit more fearless in how deep I can go. I'm a little chicken right now because I don't like to die, but truth is, it's not a big deal if you die. It really isn't. Ooh, I don't think I have anything for my face yet. Let me see. No, I don't. All right, so this give me 2 extra armor class that I didn't have before. Now we also have a couple of slots here that say any. So I can find anything that gives me armor and put it in there. Oh, I've got a rawhide skull cap. That's 3. Yeah, even though I've upgraded this one, the rawhide is better. And I've got a rawhide wristband +1. Open slot right there. Cool. So I'm picking up some armor here. I can stick that one in the any. So I can still level up these things. I still have a shoulder slot and a waist slot available. And as I get a chance to, I will add some stuff to it and level it up. And try to do it without dying. All right. Okay, he's level 11, just like me. Oh, misgendered. That is a she. My apologies. All right. But I figure if I can get 3 or 4% per kill, not bad on average. This one, yeah, for an even leveled 1.9%. So definitely tells me I should probably take some more chances if I'm going to level up anytime soon. All right, let's take some chances. Doggone it. Okay, the yellow and the blue. Let's focus on the blue. Burn him down. As I fizzle away all of my mana. All right. Yeah, less than 1% of the experience needed to level on that kill. This one will do better. I've also found that just by reading all of the chat here in the main chat, these are people in the game just like me. Um, some of them are absolutely brand new to the game, have no idea what's going on, and others are veterans who know what they're doing. And if you're stuck on something, something doesn't make sense, a lot of times you can just, you know, ask general chat, you'll get some really good responses. Or if you're quiet and shy, you don't want to say anything, you can also just read. Read what's happening in chat. I've had so many of my questions answered just by keeping up with the conversations that are going on in game. Someone will ask something and be like, oh yeah, I had that problem too. And yeah, so I haven't really had to ask chat for a whole lot of help, but I know that the help is there if I need it, which is really good. There's also a really good resource in the Discord. Um, so if you're a veteran of that program, it's a great way to keep up with what's coming up with the game and how to overcome issues or what issues are known in the game that the devs are, the developers are trying to figure out and fix. For now, like right now, there's an issue with the difficulty 2, and some people are claiming that they'll go into a dungeon, and all of these dungeons are open to everyone. However, you can make an instance so that it's just you. You'll notice I haven't come across anybody in here. It's just me. It's so nice being in a dungeon. It's just like the instances in World of Warcraft. Um, but you can set the difficulty level on those instances, which is fantastic. And so people are saying, I'm in difficulty 0 right now, so it's easy peasy. I'm just leveling up my characters, getting some loot, doing the best I can. But you can go from D0 to D4. Well, people are saying that in difficulty 2, in these dungeons, their loot is not much better than difficulty 0. And some people are saying it's the same as in difficulty 0. They're not getting anything uh, special. And that's part of why you take on a higher difficulty dungeon, better loot. So that's been blowing up on Discord, and the devs are aware of it. Oh, see what happened when I put on my rawhide hoodie? There it is. Okay. Anyway, sorry. So the devs are aware of it. They do read the Discord. They know how passionate gamers can be, especially in a game that people just paid for. It just launched. Why are we having this issue? People get upset about stuff like that. And so they're aware. They're going to patch it. There was another issue earlier today where a couple of servers were having problems. Ooh, something from my waist. Very minor armor class on that. Yeah, armor class 1, but it's better than nothing. So right now my armor class is 114. The best it could be is 350. So yeah, I can wear a plate. I'm just not going to be finding very much of it here. I'll find some chain or ring mail equivalent stuff, studded leather, deeper in this dungeon. So there's some good drops in Befallen, and I'm looking forward to getting those and then building on them. Ooh, I'm going to take that. That might be better than what I've got. I'll have to take a look. Have I mentioned how much I hate being stunned? The only one that's allowed to stun me anymore is my wife, and she does that every day. Okay, let's take a look at the spear here. Bronze shortened spear. That is a 147 ratio. All right, it's not as good, but I can make some adjustments to it so that it will be good. All right. Yeah. So right down here, Aod, or however you pronounce his name, says, I feel that Befallen jumps from 10 to 20 too fast and not a lot of in-between mobs. And that would be kind of my issue here. Is I feel like I'm going from, level 10 mobs to all of a sudden having to face 15 mobs. So I think that there's some truth to what he's saying, but also, yeah, the in between is a little herky jerky. Trying to go any deeper at level 11 is like taking my life in my hands. Whereas if I stay where I am, it's all blue. So it's like, it doesn't have to be easy peasy all the way through. I want it to be challenged, but it does feel like some of the challenge is a bit steep. Let's see if I can get this person without having the other side join in. Here. All right. Oh, didn't make it. All right. Oh my goodness. Spell vomit everywhere. Ah. One of the issues I've always had is I'll be on a screen like this and I'm like, okay, where is my mouse? There is too much happening on my screen. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I don't know where my mouse is or where my cursor is. Let's leave that one. So, all right. And this turned into a bit more challenging of a fight than I was expecting. Yeah, just getting the ads. And you just never know what you're going to get with these ads either. It's feast or famine. Now let's just relax here for a moment. Heal and buff. I am encumbered. That means that my strength buff just wore off. So I've got a really cool AA ability picked up here called Quick Buffs. And it casts all of the buffs that are on my bar here all at once. Oh. And I'm no longer encumbered. I love it. All right, so we're in a pretty comfortable spot right here. I say that, and next thing you know, I'm going to get killed, but this is relatively safe. Except for the dang stuns. Knock it off. Yeah, higher up in level, the wizard does have some pretty good AoE spells for situations like this where it's, you've bitten off a bit more than you can chew, and then you had a couple of extras who just decided to join in because you look tasty. And the wizard's pretty good at escaping jams like that by having that one spell that will just wreck 10 monsters all at once or whatever. Bards are really good at that too. And I haven't tried a bard on this version of the game, and I need to. And I think I will after I've gone through a couple of other, uh, third classes. After the wizard, after the druid, after the necro. I'll try. I'll get to it eventually. But yeah, I really want to revisit it because it's a challenging class, the bard. But they've got so many wonderful skills that are, when you see a bard who knows what they're doing, it's awe-inspiring. They're just, yeah, they do damage. They've got speed. They've got, saw that. We want that. And we're going to merge that. Good. All right. Let's, why do I have 3 of those? Okay. Okay. Lots of bag space is very important. And there are bags that will hold different sizes. So knowing what size your bag will hold is super important. And the backpack is pretty well rounded. It'll hold large items, and so there are some stuff you come across. I can't remember exactly what, like a 2-handed battle axe or something like that. That is a giant weapon. It won't fit in that, so I usually leave one of these spots open, but it will hold everything else, and it's an 8-slot bag. So others are smaller. So this is the way. Now, I've been selling most of what I've been looting, except for bone chips. Let's see if I can find them. There they are. I've got 40 of them. I can probably start selling them now, but saving those for when I start playing as my necromancer, because when they summon a pet, they need to have bone chips. Works out quite well. And the earlier you have those, you're not scrambling trying to kill skeletons, because every zone is going to have some different mobs, and not every zone is going to have skeletons. So adding them up while I have access to skeletons, it's a good idea. How am I doing? We're up to 90% now through level 11. Why are you taking so long? Just die. Yeah, direct damage spells are so nice. And I think having a hammer in either my primary or offhand would help. If you're a Dungeons and Dragons nerd, you know that pointy, stabby things don't work so well on skeletons. All right, we're going to merge, actually. I'm going to replace this rather than merging these two together. I'm just going to replace that one. So that's 2 armor class. Yeah. Good. Now when I find more of these rawhide, I can merge them and make some nice ones. It's so weird. So many of these fights are just, they rely on avoiding being stunned. And if you can avoid being stunned, you should be okay. Look at that. I avoided the stunning blow. 15% has come in twice now for us. All right. Inching our way up here, folks. We can do this. Just don't want to, I don't want to die on stream. Here, look at me play this game. I'm really good at it. Oh, yeah. Watch me as I go on a corpse run. Now, actually, I say that, but there is no real corpse run for this. The cool thing is another one of those quality of life things that they've done for this is they just spawn you at the beginning of the zone or the dungeon. And so, yeah. Oh, and another big thing is you don't lose experience. And that was the major drawback to dying in this game, because you would die, then you'd have to go from your bind point, run 5 different zones to get, naked run to the zone where your body was, and try to get to your body, then loot your items, and equip all your items. In this, you don't. It just says, spawn at safe point, and it spawns you at the beginning of the zone. You've got all your gear. You're just low on health and mana. Wait a moment, cast your buffs, and you're right back in the fray. And again, it's quality of life stuff, man. It's such a huge boost to the playability of this game. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to 50, but I'm really loving the process. And maybe I'm enjoying it more than most people might, because I remember what it was like. I remember, dying in trying to get to Vox, which at the time was an end boss. The dragon was at the last thing you would have to fight. And I was in this group, and they were already short with me because I didn't know my way around. I didn't know what I was doing. Had not been in this zone before. And I ended up getting killed during the boss fight, and I had to run all the way back there naked, and it was just awful. That was one of those things that made me want to quit. Yeah. All right. I leveled up to 12, which is great, and I gained some abilities here. Unbound Cascade, Unbound Destruction, Unbound Wrath, Heroic Leap. So those are AA abilities. And Bind Affinity, which is I can go to any major city and bind myself there. Yeah, very good. So we're level 12. We can go in just a little bit deeper. Shall we? Thanks. Over here. Stunning me right away. Son of a gun. But yeah, look at all these automatic skill ups. Just for doing what I would normally be doing anyway. Just crazy stuff. Hey, I avoided a stunning blow. Man, these guys are kicking my butt. It's not looking good here, chat. Let's throw in some heals here if they can do it without being stunned or fizzling. Stun, stun. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, there I go. So now I get to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to respawn and poof, instantly at the beginning of the zone, and I have all of my stuff, all of my money. I haven't lost any experience. All I have lost is an infinitesimal amount of time. And to me, that's huge. That makes this game a huge improvement over the original. You know, the original was wonderful. It was addicting. It was ahead of its time, uh, and still had issues. Still had things that made me want to scream, but it was still a wonderful experience. And now, 28 years later, they've turned it into something that is, one nostalgic, sorry, but it's also, they fixed the things that didn't have to be so uh, frustrating. And, as I mentioned earlier, it made me want to not play the game because of all the crap you had to put up with. So, yeah. And right away, right back in it, fighting for experience. All right. So you can see here we got a Splintering Club +1. It's, a +1, which is cool. We're getting that in a difficulty 0 dungeon, so bonus loot, which is good. But it's just a Splintering Club. And you look at the stats on it on the mid right, it says base damage and delay. So the delay is how long it takes you to swing it, and the damage is how much it would do when it hit the target, plus your strength and all the other things that modify damage. And then at the bottom of that little trio of stats, there is the ratio and the 0.143 rather. And you want to have the highest ratio possible for your weapons. So when I compare that to the two weapons I'm wielding, I've got a 188 and a 171. Not tons better, but better. And this one's a +2 spear or a bronze spear, and this is a +2 rusty longsword. Lame, but they're the best I've come across so far. And at level 12, I'll be delving a little bit deeper with a higher chance of finding some nicer loots. All right, so it's going to take a few more kills here to get back where we were, but easy peasy because we weren't that deep. Now, the original game, you were only allowed to play one class, one race class combo. That was it. And now they've bumped this up where you can play three. And I noted that, didn't need to note that. Let's just go ahead. If you come up here to destroy, it'll give you the money that a vendor would have given it. Well, maybe not the full amount, because you can sell things even when you're out here in the middle of nowhere doing, dungeon diving stuff. But yeah, just go to destroy it and you get some cashitos. I was talking about something and I lost that chain. All right. So we're getting really close to where we were. All right. I love having spells that just make multiple mobs fall down all at the same time. Makes me feel so uber. Rusty spear. No, thank you. All right. I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to hit both of these mobs with Tainted Breath, which is a damage over time spell. I can survive the stun. That way their health is continually ticking down a little bit at a time as I'm going through the fight. Yeah, it's down to about 58%, not bad. And I don't think I'll do it this time, but probably for the next stream, which I'm hoping will be in the next couple of days, I'm going to walk you through all of my interface options here, why I set it up the way that I did, and show you how to do it so it makes sense. And I've also got, just some other little things I wanted to show you that just make the game not as approachable as possible, just so things make sense. Because again, I don't work for the company, obviously. I'm not getting money from them. But I certainly want you to enjoy the game the same way that I am. And yeah, if I can get you to do the same things I'm doing, then my initial efforts at taking over the world will be complete. I must be hitting something on the keyboard because he'll just stop attacking for no reason. It makes no sense. Ooh, wire sleeves. Yeah, we want to keep that. I just seem to be taking a lot of damage all of a sudden. I think it's this yellow necromancer. He's level 17. I think this is the one that killed me or almost killed me. Yeah, I think this is one that killed me last time. That's 5 levels higher than me. Hmm. Let's see if we can finagle our way through this one. Good. Another damage over time spell to work. This time we're going to come in with a direct damage spell and get that one done. All right. Cool. Let's recuperate. All right, I did want to show you, I just looted this little thing here. It's called a mote of infinitesimal potential. And these do basically the same thing as combining two pieces of equipment, merging those two equipment pieces. It does the same thing. But there's a whole other system to these that make it really, really cool. You hand these to, I can't remember the name of the character, but in each of the cities, there's someone who will collect it. And you give them to them two at a time, or in lots of two. So here I've got 8. Yeah. So I give all 8 to the guy, and he would return 4 of the next mote up. And I think this would be infinitesimal. I think the next one is like a mote of minor potential. And then doing the same thing, I have 4 minor potentials. I hand those in, and I would be given back 2 motes of lesser potential or something. I don't know, something like that. But it does the same thing as with the equipment. So they become more, powerful the more motes you have. Right now I've got a mote of major potential just from combining these things from earlier today. Oh, nice. So that one's up to 2 AC. So yeah, this piece now is worth rank 5. And that means, I will add 5 levels of something. It doesn't mean I get to go from +1 to +6 on a sword. I'll have to show you after this fight, but it definitely makes it a lot faster and easier. But let me finish this dude off. He is another level 17. No wonder I'm having a hard time. I'll just burn him down. Okay, so let's show you the cutthroat insignia ring that I was talking about earlier. To get to tier 5, I've got 4 out of 16 rings. It would take 16 of the non-ranked rings to get that up to tier 5. That's a lot of rings. This would be the equivalent of 5 of those rings. Okay. Or I can just turn in each of these individually, and there would be 8 of them, just like that. So note it's a system that adds another layer of holy cow, this is the best crap ever. I love that stuff. And maybe it's the number geek part of me, but yeah, it makes this really neat. Maybe next time I stream, I'll go back to town and I will buy some new spells, turn in some motes, increase the value of those motes, and yeah, we get something cool. All right, folks. Well, I'll be doing the same thing here for a while. And again, if you want to check out what I'm doing, get the game. I'm on a GOK or a GOK, OGG UK, a GOK. Character's name is Kankan the Legend. Check me out. Come on over, say hi. $19.99 for the game, $10 for, you know, a month of playtime. Come hang out. I'll show you the ropes. We'll get you leveled up. We'll make you almost as uber as me. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what it is that you come up with. All right, my friends. Looking forward to seeing you again next time. And until then, have a great time. Be excellent to each other.